In this section, we're going to cover the basics of how to play Texas Hold'em. Nick, you play a bit. Why don't you explain to the people at home what to do?
Of course, Scully. Not a problem. Here's an enormous voiceover. Play revolves around what is known as the dealer button. The cards are dealt out from left of this button, clockwise around the table. This button will also rotate clockwise after the end of each hand, so no one receives an unfair advantage. Before any cards are dealt, the first two players to the left of this button have to make bets, known as the blinds. This starts the action and builds up the pot. The first player places a bet called the small blind. The second player then places a bet twice this size, known as the big blind. Now these bets are compulsory. All players are dealt two cards face down. These are known as your hole cards. There's then a round of betting. Since the small blind and big blinds have already started the action, then play begins with a player to the left of them. This position is known as under the gun. Once this round of betting is complete, three cards are dealt face up in the middle of the table, and this is known as the flop. These cards are common to everyone's hand, and they're known as the community cards. Another round of betting begins, starting with the hand to the left of the dealer button, including any player who may have been in the blinds. After the betting is complete, another card is placed face up in the middle of the table. This too is common to everybody's hand. This card is called the turn card. There's another round of betting, and then one final card is turned face up in the centre of the table. This card is called the river. There's then one last round of betting by any players still in the hand. After this is finished, they turn their cards face up. This is called the showdown. The winner is the player that can make the best 5-card poker hand out of any combination of their 2 hole cards and the 5 community cards face up in the middle of the table. That player then takes all the chips in the pot. Each player is required to at least call a bet the size of the big blind in order to carry on. They can choose to fold, but they'll take no further part in the hand. If it's your turn in the big blind and no other player has already made a raise, you have 2 options. You can either check or bet. If you check, you're not committing any more chips to the pot just yet. If you bet, you're betting more chips into the pot and requiring other players to put at least the same amount if they want to continue in the hand. If someone's already bet, then, if it's your turn to go, you can do one of 3 things. You can either call, raise, or fold. If you call, you're matching the amount of the bet your opponent has put into the pot. If you raise, you're increasing the bet, committing more chips into the pot. A raise must be at least the size of the bet that has been made before it. If you fold, you throw away your cards and you take no further part in the hand. In No Limit Texas Hold'em, the minimum bet must be the same size as the big blind. There is a minimum, however, there is no maximum to your bet size. In fact, in No Limit Texas Hold'em, any player can go all in betting everything they have in front of them at any time. If a player bets more chips than you have, you simply move all in yourself. You'll have the chance to win that amount of chips from any opponent that's still in the hand. The remaining players, if any, will play for the remaining chips in what is called a side pot. These are the basics of No Limit Texas Hold'em. Here's our list of poker hand rankings. Number 1, a royal flush, which is a straight, that's a run of cards from a 10 to an ace with all 5 cards in the same suit. Number 2 is a straight flush, that's a straight with all 5 cards of the same suit. Number 3 is 4 of a kind, or quads, that's any 4 cards of the same rank. 4 2s, 4 10s, 4 queens, 4 8s, 4 6s, 4 4s, 4 3s, 4 jacks, 4 queens, 4 twins, 4 9s, 4 6s, 4, you get the idea. Number 4 is a full house. That's 3 cards of the same rank and 2 cards of the same rank. 3 of a kind and a pair. 3 3s and 2 queens. 2 4s and 3 9s. Number 5 is a flush. That's to say that all 5 cards are of the same suit and they can be any cards in no particular order. Number 6 is a straight. That's to say a run of cards in a consecutive order but not the same suit. Number 7 is 3 of a kind. That's to say any 3 cards of the same rank. Number 8 is 2 pairs. That's to say 2 sets of cards of the same rank. Number 8, 2 pairs. That's to say 2 sets of cards, that's 4 cards, 2 pairs of the same things. Look, you got 4 cards, right? And 2 of them are pairs, and the other 2 are pairs as well. And that's 2 pairs. It's like when you go into a chip shop and you say, can I have cod and chip twice? Or, you know, can I have 2 cod? And you don't know, can I have 2 cods? Or do you want 2 cod, or is it just 2 twice chips? Or do you want cod and chips twice? Or do you want 2 bits of cod and 1 chips? It's 2 pairs. So that's 1 pair of pairs and another pair of pairs, which makes 1 pair of pairs. Number 9, a pair. That's 2 cards of the same rank. Finally, a high card. The best high card hand you can have is an ace high. When 2 players have the same type of hand, the higher ranking hand will win. So an ace high flush will beat a king high flush, and 3 queens will beat 3 jacks. If 2 players have the same hand type and hand ranking, the other card in their hand will act as the decider, known as a kicker. So if one player has ace king and the other has ace queen, and they both make a pair of aces, the player with the ace king has the higher kicker and wins. If 2 players have exactly the same hand, the pot is split between them. And it's as simple as that.
Simple? We'll see.
The reason that Skalie is a big, fat, bald northerner is because he plays online poker all day. He eats chips, he sleeps during daylight, he doesn't go out and hasn't got any friends. But in a way, that's very fulfilling. As an actor, it can be very difficult to relate to ordinary people, which is one of the reasons that, you know, that I struggle a bit with Skalie. He's very, very ordinary. He's a very ordinary person.